What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. It's the end of the day on Friday. You may be checking this video out over the weekend, but I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you supporting the channel by leaving likes on the video and just being subscribed. Now, there was an interesting Twitter files that came out that was kind of combined with this federal spending stuff that's going on. $74 million a year being spent by the federal government to silence United States citizens. Of course, a direct violation of our First Amendment rights, but how they've used it, how they've used social media companies to exercise this censorious behavior has been revealed in a lot of these Twitter files. But in this latest one, we get some very, very interesting stuff. And we're going to get into all of that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2023. If you don't have a VPN, you're missing out on a ton of benefits. Not just a more secure connection, but if you're paying for Netflix, Disney Plus, or any other streaming service, you're already getting locked out of a ton of additional content that you could be enjoying if you used a VPN. And since they've been sponsoring the channel so long, they've rolled out a massive discount for my viewers. That's right, 84% off plus 4 months free. It's $2.03 a month, 4 months free, 84% off. Private Internet Access also offers privacy on all your devices, lightning fast global server network. And look, outside of all the additional content you're going to be able to view out there using Private Internet Access, it also has a strict no logs policy. It's open source. It has state-of-the-art updates. It's instant to set up. You can put it on all of your devices, your tablet, your computer, your mobile phones. It has unlimited bandwidth and so much more. If you don't have a VPN yet, make today the day. Use my link in the description to get Private Internet Access, start being more secure, and unlock loads more content. So I want to start with this article that came out today or yesterday, how the feds spent $74 million a year to try and censor Americans. Have you ever tweeted about Russia? You could be tarred as an unwitting proliferator of Russian narratives by the United States government scorekeepers. Do you support the French Yellow Vest anti-lockdown protests? Well, now you're Russian aligned, according to the United States government. Are you a Cuban immigrant to America? A federal contractor might try to get you banned on Twitter because you're a Hindu nationalist. Journalist Matt Taibbi is back with perhaps the most bizarre installment yet of the Twitter files. This is via the New York Post. Americans' freedom of speech is increasingly endangered by a vast, federally funded disinformation industrial complex. The feds and their contractors are going even more wild goose chases to suppress any views that the Washington establishment disapproves of. Now, this is an important video, and I hate that I have to put it out on a late Friday, but that's when the information came out, so please do share this out there. Taibbi reveals the devastating secret behind the sprawling complex of disinformation studies, labs at top universities. Most experts know absolutely nothing at all. In 2016, President Barack Obama issued Executive Order 13721 to establish the Global Engagement Center, the GEC, to counter the messaging and diminish the influence of international terror organizations. GEC is based in the State Department, but also partners with the FBI, CIA, Department of Homeland Security, National Security Agency, and Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. What could possibly go wrong? Well, everything. Thanks to the GEC, Americans' information warfare mechanism turned inward against threats in its own population, Taibbi wrote. Disinformation became the most fashionable crusade. Disinformation is so perfidious that the GEC tries to keep its operations secret. The center has a budget of $74 million and reportedly gave to at least 39 different organizations whose names were all redacted in an Inspector General report. GEC funded a secret list of subcontractors to help pioneer an insidious and idiotic new form of blacklisting, as Taibbi puts it. There are foreign government Twitter accounts, the same as U.S. government secret accounts aided by Twitter, that are used for propaganda purposes. But GEC, whose motto is to, quote, be close enough for government work, relies on the carpet blasting vast numbers of Twitter targets in hopes of hitting bad guys. GEC has doubled their budget by aggressively overstating threats through unverified accusations, according to a top Twitter official. GE sent Twitter a list of 5,500 names believed to be, quote, Chinese accounts engaged in state-backed coordinated manipulation. The list was so sloppy, it included multiple Western government accounts, at least 3 CNN employees based abroad. Twitter's trust and safety chief, Yoel Roth, scoffed at the list in an internal message, saying, what a total crock. GEC alerted Twitter to almost 500 accounts as foreign disinformation on ludicrous grounds, such as users simply tweeting hashtag Iranians debate with Biden, including personal acquaintances of the New York Post's op editor. In June 2021, a GEC contractor sent Twitter messages, hi guys, attached you'll find around 40,000 Twitter accounts that our researchers suspect are engaging in inauthentic behavior and Hindu nationalism more broadly. But the list was full of hapless Americans with zero ties to India or its politics. Any Twitter accounts that posted opinions concurring with Russian government positions could be presumed to be Moscow-controlled. One Twitter executive scorned the presumption that if you retweet a news source linked to Russia, like let's say RT.com, you become Russia-linked. The GEC relies on guilt by intellectual association to justify suppressing vast numbers of Twitter accounts suspected to be part of foreign ecosystems with, like, no evidence whatsoever, by the way. This is such a huge report, and it's so sad that so many people have, like, been burnt out by it. Like, the United States government was violating its citizens' First Amendment rights simply through an end around of emailing Twitter and asking them to do it for them. A GC chart on pillars of Russia's disinformation asserts that weaponization of social media includes standing campaigns to undermine the faith in institutions or amplify the amplification of protests or civil discord. Such blanket categories could bust many, if not most, Biden critics. Thursday's Twitter Files is not GEC's first jaw-dropping pratfall. Elon Musk declared that in 2020, GEC demanded suspension of 250,000 accounts, including journalists and Canadian officials. Many of the accounts were condemned because they suggested that the coup originated, where we all know it probably did, heresy at the time. Since then, the FBI and U.S. Department of Energy have concluded that that was actually the truth. GEC's efforts vivify how the federal censorship serves political convenience, not the truth. A former intelligence source groused, all the S we pulled in other countries since the Cold War, some morons decided to just bring it home. Twitter rebuffed many of GEC's requests to cancel accounts, but many innocent Americans were likely either silenced or tainted in the process. Disinformation is often simply the lag of time between the pronouncement and the debunking of government falsehoods. Taibbi laments that the collective panic over disinformation defining this generation in much the same way that the Red Scare defined the culture of the 50s. The latest Twitter Files is a fresh spur for Congress to take scorched earth approach to expose federal censorship regimes. And that's exactly what, and again, you should follow Matt Taibbi, but like, that's exactly the problem. That is, not every country has a First Amendment, but we know in this country we do. And the issue is that our government was just contracting various agencies in order to infringe on those rights. GEC's game, create an alarmist report, then send it to slower animals than journalism's herd, and wait for reporters to bang on Twitter's door, demanding to know why that this or that ecosystem hasn't been obliterated. Twitter's emails ooze frustration at queries. Ugh, reads one. But all these federal agencies, now you kind of understand a little bit more about why Twitter was the way it was, is that they were hearing these, they were seeing these requests constantly from government agencies. And they probably felt like, wow, this is something that we should probably listen to. We got an email from the FBI. Twitter probably never thought that it would be in the position of trying to protect its customers' First Amendment rights, but now has become an absolute requirement of any social media. This is absolute insanity. Millions of tax dollars spent to suppress American citizens' free speech. This is not okay. I'll keep this video kind of short, so make sure you check out Matt Taibbi's thread. And if you haven't yet, make sure you click like on this video and you share it. And don't forget to check out, if you haven't yet, private internet access. Unlock all that sweet global content, protect your computer, and get a massive discount link in the description. And we'll talk to you again real soon.